Welcome to Rate the Audits, where we put misconduct on display, explore police and legal content, protect rights and demand accountability. This episode is brought to us by Auditor Plod. Be sure to check the link below and subscribe to his channel and give him the credit he deserves. In this episode, Auditor Plod is lawfully filming outside the back gate of a police station when two amateur officers arrive and put on a masterclass in failure. They start fishing for answers, demanding to know why he's there, but Plod refuses to play along. That's when things spiral. The officers detain him under Section 43 on grounds so weak they collapse the second you hear them. What follows is a humiliating display of ignorance and overreach, ending with Plod filing a lawsuit and refusing to settle.
Hello.
Hiya.
You alright?
I'm not too bad.
What are you doing here today?
Pardon?
What are you doing here?
Well, first of all, can you identify yourself properly?
Yeah, I can identify as myself. I'm PC Nobes, attached to Wimbledon Police Station.
And your shoulder number?
You can see my shoulder number.
Well, not everyone can read numbers, that's why I'm asking you to
Can't
identify.
read. Okay, it's 3199. See
No worries. And yourself?
My name's PC Brito and my shoulder number is 2463.
Cool. Thank you very much.
And what are you doing here today?
I'm doing a bit of filming.
Okay. For any particular reason or?
No, that's it.
No, just want to film
Yep.
back gates of the police station. Are you willing to give us your name or anything like that?
Why would I need to give you my name for?
You don't need to, I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, but why would I need to?
You don't need to.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm asking, would you like to give us your name?
No,
No, you wouldn't.
No.
Okay. Where are you from? Do you know?
that's irrelevant.
Pardon?
That's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Yep.
For what?
Well, why did it matter where I'm from?
It doesn't, I'm just asking.
Okay.
These are just normal questions I'm asking.
Yeah, but if it doesn't matter, then there was no need to ask it.
The encounter starts with the female officer going straight in for Plod's name. There's no real suspicion, no offence, just an attempt to pull personal details she isn't entitled to. Plod refuses, and he's right too, under UK law, unless he's suspected of certain offences like antisocial behaviour under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act. He doesn't have to give a thing. That alone should have ended the questioning. But she carries on, shifting the line of attack. "Where are you from?" she asks, as if that has any bearing on what's happening. When Plod challenges her, she brushes it off with "these are normal questions," except they're not. They're not investigative, they're not evidence-based, they're just fishing. Nothing about where he lives or who he is changes the fact he's filming legally in public.
I'm under no obligation to give you my name.
Well, at this moment in time I'm going to detain you for a purpose of search. I'll be searching today under Section 43 of the Terrorism
Okay,
Act.
right. Under Section 43,
Give me a
you need
second,
to give me the
second.
specific part of Section 43. Don't just give me a number, you need to give me the specific part, and also as well, okay, to do with actually having so-called evidence to use Section 43, you need to make sure that you get this done correctly, and you
Sir,
tell me
with all
what
due
site,
respect,
what
can you-
actual
we're gonna just do our
part of
job.
Section 43.
yeah, we're
No,
just
it will be an
What we
unlawful
do,
search.
You can make a complaint.
It will be an
afterwards,
unlawful
okay?
search.
And if you
Okay,
want to complain
and
about it,
if you feel that way, you can make a complaint
Okay.
afterwards. But this
So-
is what we're going to do here and now. If you have an issue
so
with that,
what is your where is your actual proof of hostile reconnaissance?
we've explained to you.
Where is your proof of that?
at this moment in time, mate,
We don't
I
need
haven't
to
even
ask
gotten to my grounds just yet.
So what is
As I
your
said,
no? You're calling me a terrorist. You're
I'm
doing
not
it under
calling you
the
a terrorist,
you're
I'm
doing it under the Terrorism Act. Is that or is that not calling me a terrorist? If
No,
you were
it's
going to
not.
search me under the Terrorism
Not
Act,
at all.
no,
No.
no.
After Plod calmly reminds them he has no legal duty to give his name, the male officer jumps straight to detention under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. That power is one of the most serious in UK law. It allows an officer to stop and search only if they reasonably suspect a person is involved in terrorism. Simply refusing to give a name is not grounds. Plod pushes back exactly how he should, demanding the specific part of Section 43 that justifies the search. The officer can't provide it. He doesn't quote the act, doesn't articulate suspicion, and certainly doesn't link Plod's behaviour to terrorism. That failure is telling because the law requires officers to state their grounds clearly before a search takes place. Here, the officer exposed himself as untrained and out of his depth.
Please make sure that you quote me the specific part of Section 43 that you're going to do this under.
As I said, you'll be searched today under
No,
Section-
you need to make
Section
sure
43
that
of the
you actually
Terrorism
give me
Act.
the specific
The
part
reason
of
being-
Section 43.
The reason being why I'm searching you today, sir, is because you've been quite evasive towards us when we come and...
What? Because I don't want to give you my name.
Yes.
Okay.
Question.
Am I under any
That's
legal
fine.
obligation to
You're
give you
not,
my name?
however,
So how is that then?
But
How
you've
is
not
that
really
then?
given us a- you're not really giving
Well, it's a
us
public
a-
building. I'm standing in public. Well,
Standing
hang
outside
on,
the
hang
police
on.
station filming it.
Is that against the law? What I'm doing is
You don't
is
need
it
to break
against the law?
to be searched.
Okay,
You
but
need to
what?
be
No, but you're searching me
suspected,
under the
and we need to
Terrorism
have
Act.
suspicion
Okay,
to search
so
you.
your reasonable
I mean,
suspicion.
we're not
What
arguing
is it?
We're going to search you.
Okay, right. Well, we'll go for it. Okay, but it
as
will
I
be.
said.
It's completely unlawful.
Well, then you can make a complaint afterwards, can't you?
Okay, it's completely unlawful.
Okay, make a
and
complaint
abuse of
afterwards.
powers.
If you feel like that,
Okay.
make a complaint afterwards.
Right, because
So
I
being
would
recorded,
really,
you're
really want
recording
to know.
it, we're
I don't
recording
worry.
it.
Yep, and I
So
will
you can
carry
make a
on
complaint.
recording.
So you're
That's
going to be
fine.
searched.
That's fine.
Okay.
You'll be
And
searched
make
today.
complaint
Okay.
afterwards.
As I said, the grounds being for the search is, yeah, because you've not really given us an actual
I don't have to
excuse as
give
why
you
you're
my
here.
name.
You've been
Well,
evasive
you've
towards
already
us.
said that it's because I
You've
won't give
also
you my
been
name.
quite obstructive at the
All
moment
right.
in time
Yep.
with the search.
Okay.
All right.
The moment Plod challenges them, the officer shrugs it off with, "Make a complaint." That's not accountability, that's arrogance. It shows the attitude of someone who knows they're acting unlawfully, but doesn't care, because they think the system will protect them. That kind of dismissive response reveals more about the culture than the stop itself. The law comes second, ego comes first. When pressed for grounds, the officer finally admits it's because Plod hasn't given them answers about why he's there. That statement alone proves how weak this detention really was. Refusing to explain yourself on public land is not suspicious behavior. It's a legal right. The threshold for Section 43 is reasonable suspicion of terrorism, and the officer reduced it to, "You didn't tell me what I want to hear." That's not law, that's guesswork.
No, because I'm
And you've
questioning.
also-
I'm
you've
questioning the law.
That's fine. And also, the reason why we're searching today is because you've literally the only place that we've actually saw you search or film was the actual back door of a police.
Well, that
gate.
you've seen.
That's fine.
That you've seen.
Which is a
Okay.
bit suspicious, and that's why
Well,
I'm doing
no,
it.
no.
I
What
said-
you got to remember, that's your own feelings.
That's fine, sir.
That's your own
That's fine,
feelings.
but you're still gonna get
okay, it's
searched.
not what the law is.
You're being
Okay.
detained,
Yeah.
and you will be searched today
Yeah.
under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. All right.
Have you been searched before, sir?
That's irrelevant.
It might be irrelevant.
That's irrelevant. I know, mate. It's a joke. They're searching me because I'm filming. Yeah, I know, mate. Bunch of turds, nothing more.
That's a bit rude.
Well, no, it's not.
We've only been present to you.
No, you're not. You're abusing my legal rights.
I don't think we're abused.
No, you are. You're abusing your powers. End of story. You're
If you think
abusing your
that,
powers.
That's
And
absolutely fine.
as we said, if you feel that that's the case, then you can always make.
Oh, don't worry, I will be.
That's fine.
Okay.
We've
You
never-
couldn't even
we've never
quote.
told you.
You could not even quote me the specific part of Section
That's fine. Just
43.
turn around for me, sir.
Okay. You could not even quote me the right part of Section 43.
I'll do so. I'm
You
going
don't
to put
need
this
to.
inside your bag, alright?
Yeah, you do need to if you read
Okay.
it correctly and what the law actually is.
As the search continues, Plod nails them with the line, "You couldn't even quote me the specific part of Section 43. What he's pressing for isn't a technical recital. It's the one sentence the law hinges on. Section 43 only allows a stop and search where an officer reasonably suspects the person is a terrorist. That's the standard, that's the safeguard, and that's what he wanted to hear them say out loud. The female officer's reply is damning. "We don't need to." That's flatly untrue. They do need to. Section 43 is a serious stop power, and with powers that heavy comes a duty to state both the authority being used and the specific grounds. The Terrorism Act 2000 and Code A of Pace make this clear. To brush it off like it's unnecessary shows either shocking ignorance of the law or outright disregard for it.
Okay.
And how long have you been a police officer for,
the number is not the law. The number is not the law.
And how
It's
long
the
have you been a
wording
police
is what
officer
is the law.
How long
Well,
have you
you
been a
definitely
police
don't know
officer
your job, do you? Okay.
Well,
You
obviously
definitely
don't-
well and
you certainly
truly do
don't
not
know
know
my
your
job
job
either.
because all what you're doing is you're abusing powers.
getting very angry over nothing.
Yeah, because I'm getting frustrated because of a turd such as you that think you can search me like this.
That's very rude.
Okay.
We've not actually been rude to you.
Right.
No. Now you
Absolute
say,
disgrace. Absolute disgrace, the pair of you. Okay. Complete blatant use of powers.
Why are you so against us searching you?
You've abused your power, okay? You said that you got
okay.
reasonable grounds, okay? As I already stated, okay?
It doesn't.
Now, as I said, now there's that, okay? I would like you to take
I
that,
don't
okay?
want that.
Right, do you know who the NPCC are?
Yes.
Okay, yeah?
I don't think I need that though.
Why not? Why not? Because you're going to find
not
out
relevant to
that...
this
Yes,
search,
it is,
is
because
it?
you're going to find out from this, from the NPCC, that what you've just done is unlawful. Okay,
I
and
know
it
what
clearly,
it's
clearly
lawful.
states that. No, it's not, okay? You talk utter crap.
And I actually.
You took
you're
utter
15
crap.
search.
The both of you, okay? You both took part in the actual. Well, either way, you searched my bag. You're a part of it. Okay? You're a part of it.
Okay.
Right? And you're both an utter disgrace.
Plod tries to hand the officers a letter from the National Police Chiefs Council, which sets national policing policies and guidance used by forces across the country. In plain terms, the NPCC is the body that tells frontline officers how the law should be applied in practice. Their advice isn't optional, it's the framework police are expected to follow. The letter Plod tries to show them is almost certainly the NPCC's guidance on photography and counter-terrorism powers. That guidance has been clear for years. Members of the public are fully entitled to film in public, and the use of terrorism legislation to target lawful photography is unlawful. In other words, the document in Plod's hand wasn't some random printout. It was the official position of UK policing, confirming exactly what he had been telling them all along.
You know how to make a complaint if you're...
Oh, don't worry, I do.
Okay, I'm sure you've
Okay.
probably done it before.
Right.
But it's all recorded on our body one,
That's
which will
fine.
be uploaded.
That's
and once you
fine.
make that complaint, they'll review the body
as I said,
one, and
okay,
be able to review
make sure that you upload it properly and don't damage it.
it. Don't damage it.
Yeah.
They're quite hardcore. I don't think they're that
Okay.
easy to damage.
Well, you two definitely ain't hardcore. Okay.
But even if
you
it-
two are an absolute joke.
Okay, well, even if the camera does get damaged in any way, you can still
Okay.
make the complaint. Any
No worries.
questions? No? Okay.
Any questions? Why would there be any question for you abusing my rights?
Being kind.
For you, seriously, you're going to try and be kind, considering you just abused my rights.
We haven't.
Yes, you have.
Have a lovely
You're an
day.
absolute joker.
Okay.
Bunch of turds, nothing more. Okay. Absolute bunch of turds.
After finally handing Plod his stop and search form, the officers slink back inside, but that wasn't the end of it. In his update, Plod reveals he's been offered a £1,500 settlement to make the case disappear, and he's turned it down. That's huge.
Just a couple of quick updates. So first of all, on these two tyrants here, these two tyrants, I've had an offer of £1,500, but it's been declined, and that's how it'll be because I want them in court, and that's it.
Most people would take the quick money, but Plod wants this played out in court, where the officer's conduct will be scrutinised under the full weight of law. It's not just about compensation, it's about accountability. If this case goes all the way, the payout could be far higher than the £1,500 offer. Unlawful stop and searches and false imprisonment claims have historically led to awards of £5,000 to £10,000 or more, depending on how serious the breaches were and whether aggravated damages are added. The difference here is simple. A settlement is a private deal where the force admits nothing and sweeps it under the rug, while a court judgment is public, on the record, and forces the officer's failures into the spotlight. And that's what makes this decision so significant. By rejecting the settlement, Plod is making sure this doesn't just vanish as another taxpayer-funded payout. If he wins in court, it won't just cost the force money. It will stain the officer's records and set a precedent that can be used against similar abuses in the future. What this episode really highlighted is the lack of training on display. Section 43 is one of the most serious stop powers in UK law, yet the officers using it here couldn't quote it, couldn't explain it, and clearly didn't understand the threshold it requires. That isn't just a mistake, it's dangerous. When police are handed extraordinary powers without proper knowledge, the result is exactly what we saw: unlawful detentions disguised as policing. The officer's behaviour also showed how quickly ego replaces professionalism when training runs thin. From fishing questions to dismissing NPCC guidance, they weren't applying procedure. They were trying to control the situation by any means, and every time Plod pushed back with the law, their frustration grew, until they reached for terrorism powers they couldn't justify. That spiral wasn't about security, it was about saving face. The failures of these officers weren't small slips. They were systemic gaps in training, accountability, and professionalism. Plod has turned one unlawful stop into a moment of reckoning, and whatever the outcome in court, the damage to the force's reputation has already been done. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. Also, don't forget to check out Plod. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This was Rate the Audits, and I'll see you in the next one.